Hello, my fellow patriots. This is Alex with Disabled Vets Perspective, and welcome to another show. Going to be interesting today. This is going to be a little bit interactive because I have been hunting for information, and it right now with the MSM, it seems like anything that has to do with today's special day is classified at the highest level or buried in their news so that nobody can keep track. But I got a few things to pull up. Get my hand waves out here real quick. I see Jeff made it. How you doing? DM, good to see you. Jean Lee, welcome. Angel Lawrence, good to see you. Miss Mary, hello. Silly as a wannabe. Margot, I can't believe it. I'm surprised she's here. Wow, it's been a while. Hey, Eldon Gomez, good to see you. Welcome, everybody. I'm just going up here to make sure I get a hand wave to everybody that needs a hand wave. Good to see you guys. It's been a little while. Cindy Duff, welcome. Good to see you. It's been a little while, and my last live stream I was on the verge of changing the rating of my programming. I want to get rid of some of that backlight right there, just to make it a little easier. That way I'm not looking like the sun's piercing my ear. Hello, Hondo. All right, so Diane Goodman, good to see you. Some of you may know that today is one of the most insignificant days of the election cycle. The reason I say that is because there's only one date in the Constitution that has any significance. All these other ones were created by legislators, but there's a little tiny thing called, if you want to change the Constitution, it requires amendments by the states, ratification rather, and that has not been done. So these are merely rules again for the corporation. We have a lot of that going on. Hello, preacher. So anyway, today is the 14th. Today is the day that electors are put forward to make their decision based on the popular vote, supposedly for the election of the president. Hello, Prophet. Now, it's an interesting day because there's some contests going on that are, I wouldn't say illegitimate. Well, kind of would. But there's still shenanigans going on that we can't talk about on YouTube. So, but there is a remedy to this. By the way, hello to my folks on D Live. This Steak 59, good to see you. Freebird, welcome. DM's over there. Freebird again. Look at that. Susanna E. Good to see you guys. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done this, so sometimes I forget my D Live's still over there working. But welcome to everybody. Good to see y'all. So there's a little thing that's happening right now that is going to change the way things go in this election. And some people aren't aware of it. Some people have been told about it. But what we're going to be talking about are basically, it's within the 14th Amendment that allows things to be done the way they are. Ancient Fiendrum, how you doing? Anyway, so what I want to talk about first, I want to bring up some imagery. We knew this was going to be a heated and disputed issue, and you guys remember the Johnson character, the representative out of Detroit, out of Michigan up there, that threatened the Trump supporters. Hello, all smiles. Anyway, so she got removed from her committee, and I just want you guys to understand that these kind of things aren't one-sided. These threats are being done by others as well. Exhibit A right here is a Michigan Republican that kind of did something stupid. So we'll talk about that for a minute. Come down here to said article. It says a Republican state representative in Michigan was rebuked by members of his own party on Monday, hours after he made comments suggesting that others planned to disrupt the Electoral College vote at the state capitol in Lansing. The top Republicans in Michigan legislature announced that they had removed State Rep Gary Eisen from his committee assignment. The move came hours after the radio interview in which Eisen told not specify what the plan to disrupt the Electoral College entailed, but said that it'll be all over the news later on. And he was asked by the radio host whether he could assure that the meeting would remain safe and that nobody is going to get hurt. Eisen answered bluntly, "No," he said. "I don't know because what we're doing today is uncharted. It hasn't been done. It's not me doing it. It's the Michigan Party, Republican Party. I'm just here to witness." Now, a spokesperson for Michigan Republican Party told the Detroit Free Press on Monday that he is unaware of what Rep. Eisen is referring to. So the only reason I bring this up is I just want you guys to understand that these kind of threats are going on from both parties, and they all want to do this threatening stuff instead of concentrating on our Constitution. We don't have to fight our way out of this kinetically right now. There's no need. We still have the Constitution. And that's why a lot of people tell me, well, it's time for us to, grab our stuff and head into town and start blazing a trail and stuff like this. And it's like, no, not yet. That's why I always tell you guys, just calm down, just relax, because we've still got a ways to go in this thing. Today's date, the 14th. Hello, Cindy Hamgate. Today's date is significant in the fact that the Electoral College submits their votes to represent the party that they choose, the person that they choose as president, vice president. So that's the significance of today. But there's also something else going on that will lead to what the title of this little live cast is about, the headed for a contested election. Now, if the electors are sent to DC and they represent their party, but there's something significantly wrong with the way the process was done, to include the voting and the counting and all of that, then there's a little thing called contested states. Now, the best example I can give you right now is Arizona. Arizona sent 6 electors to represent them in DC, and those 6 electors voted for Biden. But the problem is there's too many issues with, I said Arizona, I meant Nevada. Anyway, there were too many issues with the way that they came up with their decision to award the electors of the state to Biden. So an additional set of electors has come forward that are GOP representatives that will be also represented in DC. Now, the issue with that is when you have 2 states, or when you have states that send 2 sets of electors to DC, well, there can't be an outcome. So that state gets written off and it gets removed. Therefore, they lose their electoral votes. And in Arizona's case, those electoral votes represent 6. So the reason I'm doing this is because I want to show you this path. Let me back out a second. Where the hell's my mouse? Get over here. All right. Back that out for just 1 second while I pull up something over here. All right. Let me make sure I got the right thing pulled up. See how unprofessional this live stream is? Oh, great. One of the articles I had pulled up says, oh, you want to continue reading? You got to enter an email. No, I can go without. All right. So, what I wanted to do was I wanted to give you an example of what's going to happen if these electors end up being contested. And one thing to mention is guess who gets to make the decision on if a state is qualified to represent their candidate or not? The Vice President of the United States, folks. Already conservative. How you doing? President Trump can call for Code 245 and then insurrection, but also if election is not confirmed by the 14th, Vice President Pence will then choose who is president. Not quite. That's close. But the vice president cannot choose who will be president. What he does is if states like Nevada, and Nevada is the example I'm using now because that's the one I've got confirmed, they are sending 2 sets of electors to D.C. to represent them, to represent their state. Well, you have 6 electoral votes in Nevada, and with those 6 electoral votes, you get 6. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to send 12 people, 12 electors to give the vote. So that doesn't work. And when they do that, hello, Black Spring with Autumn, good to see you. When they do that, it cancels the vote. The vice president at that point can say that this state, we can't reach a conclusion with this state, so we cannot recognize them in the final vote. So that's where the vice president comes in. But the vice president cannot make the decision. He can't say, okay, I elect myself. So that's how that dead ends right there. I want to try to zoom this puppy in a little bit because it's awfully small. What I want to do here is we're going to play ourselves a little game, and we're going to take a look at these contested states. Hold still. We're going to take a look at these contested states, and I'm going to pull out the old trusty piece of paper and a pen, and we're going to figure out the electoral votes. Now, we know that Florida already went to Biden. There's no doubt. Excuse me.
What?
I didn't mean that. I almost got something thrown at me over here. Good Lord, I meant Trump. Jeez. I heard that she was reaching for a brick or something. Damn it, man. Northern Tiger, how you doing? But what about Georgia? The state police refused to allow GOP to cast votes today. Well, they kind of did the same thing in Nevada, but if you watch the RSBN network, they actually were there live while they were doing it, and the representatives that will be contesting were out on the front lawn or front patio, so to speak, of the Capitol building because they weren't allowed in either. So as long as you're on the Capitol grounds, as long as you swear everybody in and everybody knows what their job is and they run it like a real meeting, the building is a little irrelevant. But it is annoying that as we, the people, pay for these structures, the Democrats should not be allowed to tell representatives that represent their constituents in that state that pay for that building. They should not be allowed to tell them they can't come in. But anyway, they worked their way around that. Done playing around. How you doing? Michigan police kept out GOP electors, saying all their electors were already there. Again, I know they're trying to pull this stuff, but as long as they're on the grounds, they can park their little flag behind them, salute it, give their pledge, swear themselves in. It's all done. This is all procedural. They're just doing things to try to sound all big and bad, and make it seem like they have all the power, but they don't. These are like they're a little bit like 5-year-olds in the toy aisle that see the big stuffed animal, and they want it, and you can't give it to them. Or like Lisa when she sees a giant stuffed animal, Same thing. I have to turn her head away. She starts crying and getting loud. It's embarrassing, but needless to say, we got a bunch of big stuffed animals in the house. But that's what these people are doing. Three. That's what people are doing right now is they are just jumping up and down, having a hissy fit, but they're not getting any ground. All right, so let's get back over here. Over to Florida. We got 29 electoral votes that went to Trump. That one was a no-brainer. We have in Texas, we have 38 that went to Trump. And I'm going to put Trump on one side of the column, and you guys can do this with me. Keep up, everybody. All right, Trump on one side, and I'll put bummer on the other. And then what the states that we just absolutely know about.
Say bummer?
Because it's like, oh, bummer, oh, Biden, oh, anyway. Why don't you just say hi to everybody instead of it?
Hi.
There you go. Hi. All right, so we know that according to records that California is too Democrat to let go. So that one gets their 55. And here's my complaint, my only complaint about Electoral College. When we are in this situation where we are going to have a contested election and it is going to be required to be kicked to the House of Representatives, the House of Representatives gets one vote, one state, no matter how many representatives they have in D.C. Philip Turner, how you doing? I think that we have got to do something about these other states that have, like California, look at this, 55 electoral votes for a state. That's insane. I think that an equal number should represent the states, no matter the size of the state, no matter the population. That's my gripe. So anyway, we've got
logical.
What other states now have obviously gone for Biden? We know we've got Hawaii. That one is 4 electoral votes. So
California.
Well, I did California, but let's see. We know we got Washington that went to Biden, and Oregon, I believe, as well. But if I'm wrong, you guys got to let me know. USSA News says Trump got the electorals in Nevada. Well, but it's going to be contested because they also submitted electors from Nevada for Biden. Nacho's live stream. How you doing? I'd like to have you come on my show. And how's the wife doing? Lisa is recovering slowly. This will not be a sprint. This will be a marathon. The body gets the living crap kicked out of it with all the poisons they put in you to stop and to kill the cancer. So once they kill the cancer, they've sickened everything in the body, and then it's a matter of building up the body again and healing up everything else that got sick because of the cancer. It's vicious. So she's doing pretty well. Strength is coming back slowly. So she doesn't feel like it because it's distressing when she has to spend so much time in her chair and stuff, but you are getting better. All right, so where are we at? Who's going to help me out here?
Pennsylvania.
Sure. Let's see, New York. That one went to Biden. So what are we at now?
Pennsylvania.
Just a minute.
Connecticut.
Just a minute. Wait, shh, quiet. I'm trying to count. All right, so we're at 107 on Biden's side with New York. And what do we got? Michigan was Michigan 16? Michigan. Well, let's see. Get over here and do it this way. All right, so Alabama goes to Trump. See how disorganized this is. Alabama has 9. So we'll put that one right there for Trump. Alaska went to Donald Trump, and Alaska is 3. See, that's a huge state, and they only get 3. California's a huge state. They get 55. That's insane. All right, so Arizona is going to end up being contested. So I want to put a contested level, contested section here. At this moment, I don't know if Arizona has a double set of electors. I know Nevada does. I watched them do it live. Let's see. So Arizona, we're going to call 11. I'm going to put the 11 down in the contested category until we find out if they're going to have a double set of electors. But we're just trying to do this together here. Arkansas went to Trump and Pence. So that one is 6. And that one is not going to be contested. So let's keep going down here. Arkansas, we already got California. Colorado. Names of electoral college members from this state will be added as they become available. So they don't have it yet. Connecticut, they don't have it yet. Delaware went for Biden and anyway. So we got over here to Delaware. What is that? 10?
DC went to Biden.
No. So that's 10. Anyway, so that's we're at 117 on Biden. Let's see, 35, 117 to 85 so far for Trump, 85, Biden, 117, one state questionable. I'm going to go ahead and put the second state that's questionable in there, which is Nevada, which gives another 6. So I am trying to think how we do this here. Speed it up so you guys don't have to be dragged through this. But anyway, so where are we at? We just did Delaware. DC. How does DC get its own electoral votes when they're not a state? Can somebody explain that shit to me? All right, so what are we going to do here? We're going to look at. All right.
Except for my raspy cough.
All right. Maybe this isn't the best way to approach this because Delaware has 3. It's too small. Delaware has 3, and I guess. How do we work that? Virginia gets 13, and then we got to add another set to Biden to DC. All right, this is too confusing. This is bullshit.
West Virginia went to Biden. I think, I don't know.
West Virginia? No.
I think so.
No. There ain't no way in hell West Virginia went to Biden. Let's see. Maine. Yeah. Oh, they're lost. What is this? Electors pledged former vice president and electoral pledged President Donald Trump. Oh, looks like we got another contested. So, Zach, what are we at here with Maine? Come on, get up there. 4. All right. So that's so far we're up to 21 electoral votes and contested, and I'm still hearing healing up. I can't start the Civil War right now, or who's up next. Okay. None of us were dragged here. Perhaps if he shows up, yeah, he would definitely be dragged. DC votes 95% for Biden. Yes, that's very true. That city's crazy. Sergeant Bob, how you doing? Anyway, I'm trying while I'm sitting here looking, saying hello to everybody and stuff, and checking my chat. Trying to think if there's an easier way to do this. Let's see. Michigan has 16 votes, and what I want to do is I want to take the states that are very likely going to be contested and drop them into the contested category, and then I can add it up. Minnesota, don't you know? All right. Let's see. Georgia, 16. $73 that I'm coming up with so far. Let's see. Nevada, 6. I already got them. Arizona, 11. Got them. All right. What other states do you guys think are going to be critical? Common Core math. So there's that. Right.
22 states were going in with.
What I'd like to do is I'd like to have something where it just gives the total of the states that went for whom, because unfortunately it's not the number of states that goes for them, it's the number of electoral votes that goes for them. But 270 is needed to be elected, and let's see, they're calling it 306 to 306 to Biden, 270 needed. Let's see. The Constitution gives the electors the power to choose the president, and when all of the votes are counted, Monday, President-elect Joe Biden's expected to have 306. Okay, but the problem is if these states go in contested, those get zeroed out. I guess what I'm trying to say is there is a remedy to all of this. The electors are going to go to D.C. to represent the Electoral College. The states that are going to be contested are going to be knocked out because they're contested. They can't reach a resolution. So since they do that, they cancel themselves out. So those states will not be counted in the total of electoral votes. And what we're trying to do here is trying to figure out if we, using that scenario, if both the president and Biden are unable to reach the 270, then that's where we find out if it's going to be tossed to the House of Representatives. So right now, we're still safe. Let's see. PA, Georgia, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, Nevada, and New Mexico all had GOP electors cast votes for President Trump. Really? All right. Well, let's get on back over here to the map then. Pull that back up. Yeah, Pennsylvania's got 20. All right. Gonna back that up. Back that ass up. Back that ass up. All right. Hold still. Hold right there, Jeff. Don't move so I can do that real quick. Huh? Jeff B. What other Jeff? All right. So we got Pennsylvania. We got 20. All right. Georgia, 16. Michigan. Let's get up here. There's also 16. Wisconsin. That's 10. And Arizona is 11. Nevada 6. We gotta try to scroll that a little bit. New Mexico. That's 5. Okay. Well, let's do that. 20, 36, 52, 62, 73, 79, 84. All right, 84 total votes that will potentially not be able to be cast. All right, somebody who's not in remedial math, do that one for me. Let's figure out the rest of them. What are the totals on Electoral College? But it sounds to me like that's going to actually keep it below the 270, because most states only have 3. All right, somebody with a calculator, do that real quick. Right now, hurry up.
I figured that.
Here, I'll even put it up on the screen bigger so you can get the calculator. You can figure out how many total electoral votes there are.
That's why I feel so bad.
Let's see. What's that T-shirt at the gym today? Practice socialism distancing. Cool. Use real math, not Orwell.
You want a calculator?
You
want a calculator?
I don't even know what the hell our calculator is.
Right here. You want a calculator?
You actually have one?
Yes, I do.
That's bizarre. Anyway.
You got one on your phone, too.
Total in the whole country is 538. All right, so take away the 84. And then that means that goes to 4. I don't know. Figure it out in a second. Trump absolutely won California. Alchemy Sam, yeah. According to the servers that were seized over in Germany, but until that information is allowed to be given to us, we have to assume that he didn't.
Got it.
No kidding, but they haven't released the information on it yet. We know they have them, and we know what it says: 408 electoral votes for the president, but they're not releasing it. What are we having for dinner, Jeff? Mainly, I'm just kicking back with you guys because it's been so damn long since I've had a live show, and
I can't eat.
If I don't at least get on here once in a while and do a live show, then I risk losing my DLive account, so I don't want to do that. Fingers and toes. All right, so nobody coming up with that number yet. Where's that done playing around at? Where's your calculator? I think he got too stressed out in math class. I usually can do pop math in my head, but for some reason tonight it's not kicking. Carolina Sky, how you doing? Good to see you. Brew King 9/11. Give tally to Biden. Well, here's the funny thing about California that I learned not too long ago. What do we need? We need the total electoral votes. 538, take away 84. Biden drops from 306 to 222 after contested states. All right, that's cool. So that's one thing we needed. That pretty much guarantees he stays below 270. But then we've got to figure out. Once it's below 270, there's nothing left to figure out, because if you don't have 270, then there is no winner. And when there's a contested election and they can't find a winner, if there's a draw, so to speak, that's when the election is thrown to the House of Representatives. And there is a possibility. I don't need it. I'm good. There is a. You're doing great. A possibility that there may be a motive behind the Supreme Court turning down the lawsuit from Texas based on the fact that there's still a path. And if they were to jump in and do anything to make it seem like they were choosing the president, it would go very badly in the future for the Supreme Court. So that is frustrating. Thank you for the lemons, Freebird, and DM. Thank you for the ice cream. Appreciate you. Anyway, oops, had my numbers backwards. Oh, I'm dyslexic too. I do that all the time. Huh. Just kidding. I thought so, got Myers, but Alex says then Jim electors came and canceled them out. Yeah, as long as if they send two sets of electors, then it's that one gets canceled. The Dems run the House. How will that work? Okay, this is the part that's confusing people. Yes, the Democrats have seniority in the House. They have the majority. But that doesn't matter because when it is passed to the House to make the decision for the president, each state, regardless of the number of representatives, only gets one vote. So you break that down based on the Republican and Democrat legislatures in the states, and each state, they can't change their mind. So if it's a state that has a Republican legislature in it and they say, oh, well, we want to go for our buddy Biden, they can't. They have to vote according to their legislature. So they get one vote. You're all right. And that guarantees the president. Not really. I mean, you're covered up. Yeah, you're covered up. You're fine. You're not going to burst into flames or anything. You're just uncomfortable. It sucks. All right. So the recount revealed that Kennedy had and that just jumped out of the screen. Hold on. In fact, won, but electors for Nixon had already been certified. Yeah. They had an issue with Hawaii. Flat Earth, how you doing? Hawaii was disputed, and also they ran into the same thing again, where they sent dueling electors, which canceled it out and allowed them to move forward. Dyslexics, the world of unite, the world of untie. Yes, it's on cam. That's the culprit. Freebird says, we love you, Lisa. Thank you. She loves you back. All right. So anyway, I think as difficult as that was, trying to explain that for whatever reason, I think I might have been able to get that across. But like I say, right now, trying to follow the electors, trying to get the actual answer as to which states are sending dual electors and that kind of thing. It's like highly classified information. Carolina Sky Astronomy. That would be cool. Yeah, some interesting things are coming up according to astronomy. Lori M., how you doing? Good to see you. Yes, that's why I listed them as contested. Yeah. Carmageddon. That I have not been able to 100% verify that information, but according to some fairly reputable sources, the probability is high that said event took place. So I can't really get into it because I don't know for sure. But we will see. People are tired of the pandemic. Many are talking about having their guns ready. Yeah, well, fear not. Just remember, even the president said he's not taking it.
No.
The vaccine is not necessarily for the people that are awake to all of this. Um, I believe there are 17 states that have reported dueling electors, but that may not be all of them. That's the last I've heard. Okay. Um, yeah, so don't sweat the stick too much, because even the general, when he was addressing it, everybody's so freaked out about it. But the general said, for those that want it, they will get it. Now, the technicality in this is corporate America that will decide that if you don't take the stick, then you're not going to come to work. But that is where people have to make a stand. And the government says you don't have to take it, it's a voluntary thing. The corporation cannot override the government. So if that happens, you have to be willing, regardless of the sacrifice. And I know that is just impossible for some people to even comprehend, but you tell them absolutely not. And then you sue the ever loving dog shit out of them, because they cannot override your constitutional rights no matter what. And when this thing is all said and done, and when we get to the point where Nasera is truly declared and we go under constitutional law again, you can sue these corporations into absolute oblivion. Thank you for the ice cream, Freebird. So that's the hardest part for people. That's the part where they're going to be like, oh man, well, I need my job. Well, of course you need your job. Everybody needs their job. But we also have to maintain our freedom. And if we're not willing to do whatever it takes for that, then obviously the cabal in corporate America have us by the testicles, and or for those that apply, some of us don't have those, so it would be kind of difficult. But anyway, it's important to tell these people no, and that will be the big test. And when people are confronted by that scenario, are they going to be able to say no? um, I can't say that for you, but I can say stand your ground, because the Constitution is the law of the land. The corporate world does not overrule the Constitution. uh, Husband works in the Bay Area in California, and his coworkers have been told they cannot return to work unless they have been stuck with the prick once it's issued. Well, like I said, I can't tell you what you should do, but I can tell you what I would do. And freedom is too important, and security. If there's too many questions, and it's already been proven that they're giving you a vaccine. God bless America. How you doing? They're going to be giving you a vaccine that has a 95% success rate in reducing the symptoms of COVID. But that means that they're taking a vaccine that's 95% effective to cure a disease that is 97.97% survivable. It doesn't really equate. The two things don't mix. Hello, Freeman. There will be no forced vaccinations because it's illegal and unconstitutional. You're right. So, but no, thank you. Go ahead. The the Constitution is our saving grace, but it's a matter of standing up to corporate America. If enough people said, "Okay, screw you, we're not going to go to work," then what the hell's a corporation going to do? Money is power. And even though you are an employee and you are receiving a check, what happens if you're not there? What happens if the whole damn office decides, nah, we're done? Well, the attitudes change. That's how people that are in unions get things done. Because if somebody threatens them, then the whole union strikes, and that company starts crashing and burning. So they get to that negotiating table real quick, and people just forget how much power they have. Lisa 67, how you doing? Hey Matthew, Truth Not Fiction Matters. Make sure you guys subscribe. Definitely. Also Freeman, and subscribe to Freeman Pennington too. And damn it, get your flags from God Bless America too. That's a necessity. Those wooden flags are just absolutely stunning. Um, let's see.
Matthew needs prayers. Matthew needs
Yeah,
prayers.
Matthew's little kid got diagnosed with the Rona. So let's all put a little prayer up for her. Make sure she gets over this thing quick. But it's just the whole thing is such a pain. Um, No, thank you, God Bless America. That thing is absolutely stunning, and I don't say it if I don't mean it. I love that flag.
I love that flag.
So, Mary Dalton, hello.
I look at it every day.
I pray that let's see. So that I pray that if fighting breaks out, that I'm on God's side. I think we are.
We all are.
I have to assume that we are the ones in the right in this, because if the things that we see feel so wrong, then there's a reason for that. And I think that if we feel that, that's got to mean that we have at least the good intentions on our side. Wait to hear the groundbreaking info I have coming tomorrow. Well, now you got me all fluttered and stuff, just waiting to hear. Look up Executive Order 13848, Trump ready to drop the hammer on the deep state. I understand. Yeah.
That's just too old.
45 days after the election is when I believe Ratcliffe is supposed to be submitting his report on foreign influence on the election. So if it can be proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that the influence was from a foreign nation, then certain sanctions can take place. Assets can be seized. Basically, everything gets flipped on its head from these people that partook in the interference, but it still will not stop the progress that's going forward with the Electoral College and things like that. That's still going to be handled in the House. They're going to keep the two issues separate. They're going to let the Democrats go ahead and play their game, but while the Democrats are playing their game over there, they already have a solution to that. Then they're going to be concentrating on the foreign influence, which will allow for things like voter ID, no more mechanical, or no more electronic machines, only mechanical. Different things that will have to happen to secure the future elections will be done by exposing the influence by a foreign nation. So there's two different scenarios going on. There's two completely different I guess investigations, or whatever the hell the word would be. You've got the election that's questionable that will end up in the House of Representatives under one state, one vote, and then you've got the foreign influence on the elections that will allow for election law to be drastically changed. Hate the tiny keyboard. I'm sorry. I do too. I got big old fat fingers. No way you can convince baby killers on the right side. Yeah, there are. I can't fathom killing a child. It's not even something I can comprehend. But some people do it so willy nilly. Go get my abortion this week. You gonna come with me? Hate that shit. Military will still have to step in at some point. I see no way around that. Yeah, but just keep in mind that what we're talking about there with the military is called an insurrection act. It's not martial law, and that's another word that is being misused by people because I guess it has more of a shock factor. But there is a distinct difference between the Insurrection Act and martial law. If we do the Insurrection Act, which is what will happen, that is when the decapitation of the criminality takes place. That's when people are rounded up and they are arrested for their crimes against the state. And, most of those being treason. You're going to have sedition, treason, conspiracy, and just different levels of corruption that are going to be exposed. New Yorkers need to stand up and tell Como where to go. Exactly. If people would just take the mask off, open their stores, do what they want to do, there's nothing that they can do about it. Trump just enacted another executive order concerning military, everything coming into place. Yeah. Well, flat Earth, it is a war, but it's not kinetic. Hello, Jason. How you doing? Yeah, most people don't know the difference between sedition and insurrection. Sedition versus tyranny, or not tyranny, but treason. Sedition is basically a support mechanism for somebody who's committing treason, and treason is the person that is actually partaking in the activity. So that's really how that is. We've been at war for a while. Trump's administration has been a military counter coup against the deep state, even Obama was in office. Yeah. Sedition promotes violence. Yeah, well, in sedition, it's literally support, but it's also encouragement. When somebody is committing sedition, they are encouraging and supporting somebody that is committing the treason. Lord Negatron, how you doing? They think they are going to get away with this treason, but they're not. We still have the Constitution, even though most Democrats would just assume throw the thing away and be done with it. It doesn't work like that. We still have it. So they can whine and cry, but they can't do anything about it. Steak 59 sneaking off. I see you. All right, man. Have a great evening. We'll talk with you later. Let's see. Trump swapped out quite a few Pentagon leaders too recently. Something is definitely going on. Yeah.
Get rid of all them.
I'm going to tell you that the three-letter and multi-letter agencies of our government are probably going to be done with what was recommended back in Kennedy's day, that they'd be broken up into 1,000 pieces and scattered throughout the land. I think that's still going to happen, because one thing about the CIA is they have never, ever, ever been our friend. They have been behind some of the most evil things, crimes against humanity, and experiments that would make your stomach turn. Just they have really been behind all this crap. Every time something happens, you hear CIA involvement. So it's time. And the FBI, I mean, come on, really? You've got a whistleblower that's a postal worker. I don't remember which state. I can't remember that, but I remember the interview. And he's trying to tell his story about the backdating of the ballots. And instead of them investigating the backdating of the ballots, they investigate this man, they investigate his family, and they try to pin a crime on him. That's why I've said in several of my videos that if the FBI comes, you need to be a mute. You need to have forgotten how to speak, and not even just look them dead in the eyes and make your mouth as frozen as an ice cube that you can't move it at all. Don't even open your damn mouth to them. They'll get tired of standing there. They'll figure out something to do, but just that's it. That's how you communicate with the FBI. So screw that shit. They're showing that they're not our friends either. And for that matter, one of the things that's really bothering me is I see so many law enforcement now that when Antifa strikes, the law enforcement comes in and they move the Patriots away. And they tell the Patriots, back up, after they've been attacked by Antifa. And then the cops surround Antifa to keep the dangerous Patriots away from them. There's some kind of shit going on here with law enforcement that I'm not real happy with, because I'm a supporter of anybody who swears an oath to uphold the Constitution. But if you swear that oath and then you turn against it, piss on you. I have no time for you. Trump has already won the election, as I've been pointing out. Right? Yeah. The thing is, when does war start? We've been at it for a long time. It's just not kinetic. That's the saving grace at this point. The thing is, we know that the path to victory for the president is already locked in stone, or in paper, as it were, according to the Constitution. That's going to happen. We aren't worried about the president, or at least people that are aware of what's going on aren't worried about the president. What needs to be addressed is the down ballot tickets, because the same people that cheated for getting the president into office are also the same ones that got all their state legislators and all their federal House and Senate members in there. Mama B, how you doing? The same tactics were used. So how many of these people that are sitting up here making decisions in law, Dr. Evels, how you doing? If they're making these decisions and creating laws, how many of them are in there illegally as well? I want to know that. So I think that what needs to happen is, after this thing closes out, after we get a new law for voting, then I think that we need a complete revote. And again, if NESARA is enacted, then 160 days after the enacting of NESARA, it is required to have another vote. So we need to see how that goes. But either way, I think all states need to have revotes when they find out all of this stuff, the foreign interference, the domestic interference, all of that. Ticks me off too. Yeah, Freebird, it wears me out, because I'm a person that says back the blue, but I'm also a person with I can see it with my own eyes when they're turning against the people of America and turning against their constitutional oath. It's disgusting. I mean, in the military, it would be called a blanket party, or a sock battle if somebody started bad mouthing the country or did something to the flag. It'd be pretty rough for them. Yeah, I got that, Freeman, about the Constitution and unlawful to kill and all that. But I guess the way they figure a way around that is by not declaring it murder, because it's not a human. But they're just so stupid. Still have no idea how the squad are still in office. Well, you have to have some idea of how they're in office. The same situation that happened with Biden and Trump is happening all the way down the ballot. In California, the Republican that was running against Nancy Pelosi, the night of the election, I heard that she had a 380,000 vote lead over Nasty Pelosi. And the absolute nanosecond that the polls closed, they declared Nancy Pelosi. And that's what I was getting ready to talk about earlier, was California. I guess their decision has nothing to do with the voters. They have delegates that decide how the election goes. It's truly fascinating. Yeah, martial law. That's the thing. Martial law is against the Constitution, yes. But when martial law is declared, They actually suspend the Constitution. And that's the difference that we're facing right now. When people say we're going to have martial law, we're not. We're going to have the Insurrection Act. So the Constitution will be increasingly enforced. It'll be to the damn T. With an Insurrection Act, it means that you are enacting the full power of the Constitution. Martial law means you are suspending the Constitution. And you don't want martial law, but if you have to do something and use the military doing it, then you definitely want to stick with the insurrection. Bring back the Constitution 100%, full force, and anything that's unconstitutional is immediately null and void, thrown out, and dismissed. That's what we get. People don't take around to hold their own. Okay. And let's see, DM, there it is. 2018, Feinstein had 1 million votes with only 1% reporting. Wow. That's an impressive turnout. But it's not nearly as good as some of these counties. I think in Michigan, one of them had 347% voter turnout. I mean, boy, howdy. Somebody really went and got out the vote, if you know what I'm talking about. No one can take away your rights or freedoms unless you allow it. It keeps telling people this over and over again. Right. They can only take what you give them. If you don't give them your rights, they can't take them. Vince, how you doing? How long have I been on? Just an hour. Robert DeLaus, how you doing? Haven't been around lately. Yeah, I've been taking care of the little woman and holding the house down. So, let's see, lockdowns are unconstitutional. Absolutely. And all the people have to do is just decide, we're done. Thank you. It's been fun. Appreciate it. And rip the damn mask off and get out and live your life. Invader Zim, how you doing? Our Texas is going to split from the U.S. Now, where the hell did it go? Okay, there it is. I heard Texas was going to split from the U.S. Do you hear about that? Could you explain? I heard that. The interesting little thing about Texas. When Texas agreed to join the Union, they had a little clause in there that they don't have to ask permission. They don't have to sign paperwork. They don't have to do shit. If the Union doesn't go along with the way that they were planning it to be when they joined the Union, they can just simply say, we're done. And there's nothing the government can do about it. The only thing is, if they decided to do a new union of states based on the Constitution, which I'm in agreement with, the each of those additional states that would choose to join the Texas Union, they would have issues that would require some serious ratification in order to secede. So Texas can do it with the signature of a pen and say, okay, thanks, it's been fun, bye-bye now. That's it. But the other states have a little bit different scenario that they'll be facing. Texas has its own military, right? They have their own economy. Their economy, I think, is either the third or the fourth largest in the world or something like that right now. Montana could also. Interesting. I didn't know that about Montana, but I knew for sure about Texas because I guess I've looked more into Texas. Bar leaving on Epoch Times. Really? Well, bye. I mean, I have not been a fan of bars, and anybody who follows my channel knows that crap. Huey Cobra, how you doing? Appreciate the lemon. Black Brad Pitt, good to see you. Appreciate the lemons. Yeah, Bar, he's had some dark shit in his past too. And as soon as I saw him coming up to be selected for Attorney General, I was thinking, oh crap, another swamp beast being put right in the thick of it. So I don't care. Let him go. The thing is, here's the good part. He can have an acting attorney general again, I think, for 240 days without having to do another confirmation hearing. So these things are okay when stuff like this happens. Yeah, resigns means crook. Yeah. Get the hell out while the iron's hot. Well, that's the interesting thing, Mary Dalton, about Trump. He doesn't fire, he allows them to submit the resignation. It's semantics, but I don't know what the purpose is. Maybe it's based on unemployment, which would be an interesting tactic. Hold on a second. I heard that there's a law that no nation can split from the U.S. Is that true? Well, that is true, except for Texas. Texas, in their clause to join the union, it was specifically spelled out that if the union turns against them in any way, which this counts as turning against them by nullifying their vote, then they can leave the union without question, without retribution, and there's nothing that DC can do about it. They are out. They're out of luck. And also Montana was mentioned. All reliable. Good to see you. You must read Executive Order 13961, I believe, is paperwork for insurrection in Nacera. There are actually several executive orders that have been placed in the last year that all sort of scream Nacera. So I'll look at it and I'll see what that one says. But it's interesting anyway. Somebody has the Rona. Let's see. You heard about Canada Army with China. That's why I was depressed. Yes, Canada made an agreement with the Chinese Army that they are allowed to use military for training up there. They're allowed to occupy territory in Canada. And should China decide they wanted to invade the United States, they are required to support the Chinese military. The Canadians are. So, yeah, that's a good one for Trudeau up there. The only purpose I can see really is the more this is all dragged out, the more fish you will catch. Besides that, I have nothing. I'm sure that's got something to do with it. John Denver, new face. How you doing? Welcome. Somebody has the Rona? Not here. They don't. There's nothing in the Constitution that allows the press to have a cabinet. President to have a cabinet. Shoemaker, I'm not sure what you mean. I don't know. Allows the president to have a cabinet. Are you referring to nothing written out that says he's allowed to have a support staff or anything like that? Because actually, if you were going to use it in that scenario, then that's also the same case with every member of the House and the Senate and in the judicial department, the Supreme Court. They've got all of their support team that also work for them. China owns 180,000 acres in Texas. Yeah, not for long. The excuse with Canada is they are supposed to train in cold winter weather. Yeah, that's their line of crap they use. But it's actually a staging area. But between North America, Central and South America, China has over 1 million standing army just waiting. So that's a big number when they decide to make their move. But they also have to remember that behind every blade of grass is going to be a soldier, a patriot with a gun. Drusy, you just followed. Welcome. Good to see you. Welcome to my D Live. Passing through. Good to see people like Brad Pitt. Well, I appreciate you passing by, man. Come hang out anytime. All right. So no, it says he can have advisors. Think how much that cabinet is costing us. Yeah. Well, I know there's a lot of bloated government that can be disbarred and just done away with.
No need for it.
And really, if they file the Insurrection Act, that can happen with the swipe of a pen. They can be no more. It's on the border of Mexico next to Laughlin Training Base. Okay. It's true that China owns acres of land. Damn it. I hope China gets kicked out. Yes, they do own land here. But here's a technicality. A lot of those transactions were done between our government and their government. And that, my friends, is illegal. We are the government. We, the people, own all of government assets. So if the government says they own land, it's our land. And they, as our employees, are not authorized to sell our stuff. It'd be like somebody coming in to work for you and then deciding, oh, I don't think we need this cash register anymore, while you're in the back room putting stuff away. All of a sudden, the employee sells your cash register. And they just say, oh, well, I didn't think we needed it, so I sold it. That doesn't work. So, we got to take it with that. Black Brad Pitt, appreciate you following. Thank you for the ice cream. Appreciate that. Please send love and donation cards, Lisa. Thank you, DM. Appreciate you. Much love.
Thank you.
I think almost all the rules have been just about broken by now. Yeah, I'm going to say I believe that. At this point, we're just having a hangout and a good time. If you guys want to keep going, we'll keep going. But I've been on for an hour and 10, but it's up to y'all. Socialism is treason. That's the reason why it's not allowed in our Constitution Republic, because it violates the Constitution and Bill of Rights, which is the law of the land. Absolutely. Harry Reid comes to mind. Yeah, that was a slime. Guy Myers, how you doing? Someone may have asked, but is it true that 50,000 Chinese troops was killed in Maine? The rumors are strong with that one. I will say I don't know a number. I'm still working with some contacts about that to see if I can get something better than what I've got. I don't know enough at this point to comment on it, but let's just say something happened, and now we're waiting for people to concur. It's just too much info right now. It seems like some guesswork and some real work, and I don't want to get into the guesswork. I want to wait until I get something that I can really send forward on it. What are you doing, goof?
Grizzly, come here.
Let's see. The Bill of Rights have no enabling clause under any of them. They cannot be touched. Right.
Sit down.
But in 1871, when we went under the corporate constitution, they actually removed constitutional amendments and added some where they wanted to without any ratification whatsoever. There used to actually be an amendment in the Constitution that said that no lawyer can serve in the House or the Senate, and that did exist. Now it's gone, and now we're full of lawyers that write bills that are 4,000 pages long, and instead of the common folk that are supposed to be writing the bills on a single sheet of paper that can be understood by the least literate person that they represent. That was how it was supposed to be. I haven't watched too much MSM lately. I'm trying to keep my sanity. Is Trump still going to be president for 4 more years? Invader Jim, yes. Yeah, the president's secure. We're not worried about the president. It's the other down ballot races that we're concerned about, with all of the Democrats and Republicans that are being swindled by the same potential fraud. I read China is going to be the elephant in the room. Unless politicos have sold out the good old US of A. What the fuck? I'm in Buffalo Bills country, and I'm pissed. A lot of us are. And yeah, China is going to be blown wide open when this thing's all done. that's going to require the entire election system be revamped. And we can say, thank you, China, because it'll guarantee that there won't be another issue like this again for any foreseeable future. It just won't happen. DM out of here. Well, goodbye to you. I hope you have a great evening. I think she's out of here.
We didn't congratulate her.
Oh, on the new baby. Somebody got a new grandbaby. I'm happy for you, DM. Those grandbabies are great because you can spoil the hell out of them and then you can give them back. And you get to buy them loud toys that they can take home to mom and dad with them. Would have a china cabinet. Yeah, Biden would have a china cabinet. Right. China cabinet. My understanding is military dispersed to sanctuary cities under guise of cove shots. I think you made a good call on that one. That is the case. Our forefathers never saw this election ever happening. Yeah, because they couldn't imagine a world connected by basically a phone line and people being able to communicate across the planet in seconds. This was just stuff they couldn't possibly comprehend at that time. Couldn't dust off Ronald Reagan. Yeah. But I will tell you, I mean, disappointing news. Ronald Reagan was compromised with the Iran-Contra. He was one that was basically going to go nuts like President Trump, but he was brought back into line using the Iran-Contra. So even he was shut down. Wireless overkill. Yep. Flights, military spiking are heavy and governor being pussies. Let's see, being arrested. I can't confirm the arrests except for two of them. I have seen the indictment and the arrest for Obama in Hawaii and George Soros in Pennsylvania. I've seen both of those indictments and the signatures. What I did with those was when I saw the people that were representing the indictment, I looked them all up to make sure they were real people and that their positions were legit. And yes, they are. So those two indictments I have seen. Let's see. Contract with the state violation in 2008 was federal weapons laws. Montana threatened secession. No Second Amendment changes here. Yeah. MX Big, how you doing? Bought back in the line by Nancy. Yeah. I think it was deeper than that. I think it was the CIA again. Cindy just followed. Well, welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for the lemon. Is Lisa my wife? Yes. Okay. Oh, yes. Here, kitty. Yes, you did. Thank you very, very much. That thing is absolutely
very much
beautiful. Yeah. This right here was here, kitty sent this to Lisa to help her recover from her cancer and the treatment and all the stuff that's going to come with it. But that blanket has a very, very interesting story, and it was heartwarming and heartbreaking at the same time. Apparently that blanket was started by a woman that had breast cancer, and she couldn't get it done. And we'll all kind of know what that means. So Miss Kitty finished it for us and sent it to us so that it can be now used for Lisa's healing. And God bless you for that here, Kitty. You're incredible. And that's awesome. I thank you very much for that, for sure. But anyway, it means so much more knowing that somebody else's battle didn't allow them to continue forward. And Lisa's actually even as miserable as she is right now and as distressed as she is that she's still sick, the the actual cancer is dead. It's just going to take a while for the body to reabsorb that tumor, and there's no way to remove it otherwise because it's just connected to too much crap. So it's like having a big rock in your chest, and until it dissolves and goes away, it sucks. It's just miserable. Uh, was joking about Nancy. Yeah, well, yeah, she's no joke. But yeah, I understood that. Um, okay, it has lots of love. Yes, we love you back. Uh, you will get better. Yeah, you'll get better. Miss Kitty Kitty said that, so it is so. Could Trump appoint Flynn to DOJ? Bless your heart. Silly as I want to be, that's something that I've been wondering too.
When I get better, we're going down south.
Yeah, when she recovers, we're going to be going down south. We're going to do a little bit of a tour and go see some folks, and hell, it might spread into a nation tour. Who knows? But we'll see. But yeah, I would like to see Flynn somewhere, but it's just like, where do we put him where he can do the most damage? Is it the DOJ? Is it the NSA? Uh, kind of an interesting question. But yes, he should end up back in the president's aura like he used to be before he got railroaded. We would cause some Democrats to cry. Yes, it would. And yep, cancer sucks.
Yeah, I got it. Non-small
cell carcinoma, but now you just have a rock in your chest that has no living cells in it. National security somewhere for Powell, NSAG. Colin Powell, or it's Cindy Powell. Yes, that Powell. Yes, I'd be down with that. Wouldn't Flynn have to be an attorney? No. See, that's the thing. The only people that are required to be attorneys that are in our government are the justices of the Supreme Court. And even technically in the Constitution, it doesn't really specify that either. If you can understand how the Constitution is written, you can technically be a Supreme Court justice. So the government was made in the simplest of forms. It was designed so that, this dumbass sitting right here could go in there and start working tomorrow and not even skip a beat. It was supposed to be, as an example, the representatives that are in the House and the Senate are supposed to be the folks that you pass in the street on a regular basis. They're not supposed to be high-end lawyers that went through political science courses and got their big master's degrees and all that shit. It's not supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be old Uncle Bob that has the corner bar down there. He's up there in the Senate, and Aunt June's bakery down the road. Just the common folk were supposed to be there. It wasn't supposed to be some elaborate thing that requires 50 years of college and a bar exam, a British accreditation registry exam, in order to sit up there and make decisions for people. It's supposed to be you and me. Hamsikafa. How you doing? Welcome. Just followed me over there on DLive. Welcome. They are posting breaking news. Barr steps down just before Christmas. Bye.
Yep, see you later.
That's what I got to say, Cindy.
Don't let the door hit you.
Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. That's what I got to say about that. There. But yeah, I'm not a fan of Barr. He's got some things that happened in the dark back a while back, and
He
did
said
some
he found all
serious
types of
cover up for
stuff
the
and
FBI at the time. Altani 9000 just followed. Join me. Great to have you. Gladys Kravitz Jr., how you doing? We're just hanging out. I already just kind of started this live stream over an hour ago, and I was battling most of the time trying to get my point across about the electoral college and stuff. Did Pete the Patriot just come in here? All right, quick. Shh, everybody stop talking about him now. He's here. Shh. Hi, Pete. How are you this evening? Anyway, so except Rudy, he's great. I like Rudy. I think he's pretty legit. I think there's a few people that are legit. I think there are a few people that put smiles on their faces and will stab you in the back. So I watch all of them, and I've never been able to get behind Barr. I felt like crap when I heard that he was going to be put up there as the Attorney General. It just didn't feel right. Let's see. I don't mean to be a party pooper, but after Trump, who's going to be our next candidate? And what of Kamala? Ugh, is she still going to run for president? Well, when we go back under the Constitution, the little known thing called an anchor baby will not be able to run for the president of this country. So we just got to leave that one like that. But you want to know who I would like to see follow up President Trump? A lot of people say, oh, we need Trump Jr., we need this and we need that. No, we don't need any more dynasties, period.
No.
There's no reason to have a running of a country move through the hands of family. That's how you end up with corruption, and maybe not with Junior, and I'm not saying that. Definitely, not with Trump Sr., president. But at some point, when you start running a lineage and you start running a dynasty, somebody is going to be the stick and spokes, and things are going to go to shit. So, yeah, well, the Bushes, the Kennedys.
They've been in office for a long, long time.
Yeah, we don't need a dynasty, but here's what I would like to throw out there. I would like to see General Flynn be the next candidate for the president of the United States in 2024. Because this man knows foreign policy. I mean, he's a master at foreign policy, so there's no question there. He knows state secrets inside and out. He knows who you can trust, who you can't trust, and frankly, he's getting a basically a shotgun class right now in business management, because he's basically been taken to bankruptcy and now he's fighting his way back out of it. So you got your accidental businessman right there that can move money around and go from bankruptcy back into success. So you've got that part. You got your foreign policy. You've got your domestic policy. There is no other person that I can think of off the top of my head right now that would come any closer to that as far as being a good candidate for the future. Yeah, he's been tried by fire, Gladys. That's correct. He's been through hell. He knows the system. I mean, I can't think of somebody any better. Stony, good to see you, brother. Welcome. Thank you for the lemon and the ice cream. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. I'll throw the same question out there. Who do you think would make the best one for 2024? I'm willing to hear some good ideas. Yeah, Pete was cowering under the table, just crying and really concerned. He didn't know if he wanted to actually come on the channel. He's intimidated by me. It's hard on him. So he overpowered that, and he got up here in my chat. So he's making strides, and that's really good.
Why don't you open up the phone line to see if somebody wants to come on?
Well, because my phone is crap. But
can't do it from TV.
Huh? No.
Okay.
All right. Here's what I'm going to do.
Hi.
Just because the wife tells me to, and anybody who has a wife knows that if your wife tells you to do something, you just shut up and you do it, okay? So right down here, I am going to throw the link to the channel because I feel like we're live. Why not piss on it? We ain't got nothing going on until low Pete comes on in about, 2 hours? So it's not like we're in a hurry. Oh, look, Pete B. Stroking is here. Yeah. Okay. Right. So anyway, I threw the link down there. If you feel like it, what the hell? Get on up here and say something. Talk to the world. Tell them how you feel. Show them what's up. Ah, crap. And then it just changed my chat. All right. So let's see. Thank you for the lemon here, kitty kitty. I got to open that back up because it just made my chat weird. There it is. All right. So, Mama B, love you back. No, Ivanka, not ever. No, I've got issues with Ivanka and Jared. I'm not sure about them. Let's see. Rushed vaccines. Remember, thalidomide. Oh, mercury. Candace Owens.
No.
That's interesting. Good one. I like that response. And I don't disagree, except that I think she needs to. I think she needs to drive that car around the block a little bit longer before she would take the full presidential seat. I say get her into a position in a cabinet and get her started. Let her see how the system works. Learn a little bit about it, but I don't disagree. I love Candace Owens. I think she's awesome. I have all the respect for her, but I think that she needs to get a little bit in first, and in 2032, after General Flynn's had a couple of terms, I think that by that time she would have plenty of education on how the whole system works from the inside, not just being a spectator on the outside. And then I think she would make a ferocious president. I think she'd be damn good at it. Can't say these are boring times. No, there's a lot going on. Try being an ambassador. Yeah, that would be interesting.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall.
I used to speak enough Japanese. I mean, I remember it when I hear it and it comes back to me, but I used to be fluent enough in Japanese. I could carry on a conversation with anybody without having to use an English word. I could have been an ambassador for Japan, and I speak enough Turkish to be dangerous. So I could help out a lot with transactions in Turkey. Exercise, eat right, get outdoors and sunshine. Sunlight is a natural antibiotic. Right, vitamin D. And what is it? B17, the one that is outlawed by the government that actually cures cancer. Flynn for POTUS, haven't thought about that. That would be very interesting. Yeah, I think so too. Number 7 is my vaccine. 7-7. All right. Well, I'm throwing that chat back or link back up there if you want to come on here and shoot the shit for a minute, because that's all we're doing. We're just shooting the shit. Just over here on D Live, just hanging out for a little bit. Let's see. Pete started 6 p.m. 6 p.m. on the left coast Pacific, I think. So it's 8 o'clock our time. I'm in Central Time Zone. Barr was a waste of time. Yeah, and it took a long time to see that, Veritas. Appreciate you being here too, by the way. Um, yeah, it's pretty bad. He was a cover man, just like he used to be. That's literally what he did. Was covered for the FBI when the FBI got hemmed up in Ruby Ridge, and Barr's job was to keep them from being prosecuted, and actually made it so that they were exempt from prosecution based on nefarious acts. So it's pretty disgusting. Pete Santilli is live. Yeah, he's always live, isn't he? I mean, just about. He's either hosting or he's live. So, yeah, I like listening to what he has to say. Let's see. If I wanted to see who's going to be running for president after Trump, where may I find this information? I don't think it's out there yet. I really don't. I don't think anybody's stepped up to the plate. I think they're waiting to see how this goes. You can expect some chatter probably a couple of months after the dust settles from this election. But at this point, if you were going to try to find somebody who's actually thinking seriously about it, I don't think you would. I really think people have to see what's going on, because they know that the president is being dragged through hot coals right now, and I don't think a lot of people want to try to do that. When the played bagpipes, I thought, when does a bird sing? Yeah.
I actually liked it.
Yeah. Wait and watch what happens. Martial law is the catalyst to a lot of contingencies. Well, Robert, like I said earlier, I don't know if you were here yet, but the event will not be martial law. It will be the Insurrection Act, and there's a significant difference in the two. And so martial law suspends the Constitution. Insurrection Act enforces the Constitution. So we won't be going martial law. For one thing, even patriots like myself will not tolerate martial law, because that again, it suspends the Constitution. So the Insurrection Act I can tolerate because I know what the goal is with it, but martial law not cool. Wouldn't tolerate it.
Sorry.
You think Cruz will run next time? Well,
No,
Mary, I'm not sure about Ted Cruz. He's a good lawyer from what I understand, but I'm not sure. For one thing, I don't know.
He's good on the judicial committee.
Yeah, he'd be a good chairman of the judicial committee, because he is a good lawyer. But I don't know if he can bow up enough to stand up to some of these world leaders. And I just feel like the person that is going to be heading this country needs to be willing to drop kick somebody across the room if they step out of line. And I don't know that he is that kind of person. No martial law can't suspend the Constitution. Well, yeah, we will not be having martial law. That's just not going to happen. But Insurrection Act, yeah, I believe that's coming. Freeman, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for that. Praying for you in the name of Jesus.
Thank you.
No, the globalist elites have not outvoted the American people, or else Trump would not be in office. Right. Ted would resign with Lindsey. Yeah, that Lindsey. Ooh,
He
boy.
probably will.
Yeah, Lindsey Graham. That's one of Pete the Patriot's favorite politicians. There, you ought to ask him about him. He loves Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, right.
How inclusive and tolerant of them. Let's see. 56 Apache pickup after Charlie Pride. Go. Pete until he got kicked from YouTube about 7 minutes ago. No. Yeah, it's going to get worse, man. It's getting deep out here. YouTube, you say the wrong thing. I'm surprised I've been able to stay live this long on YouTube, actually. Here, Kitty, thank you for the ice cream. Appreciate that. Gladys Kravitz Jr. sending love to Lisa. Thank you. Let's see, General Flynn. Yep, Pete, better call in now. Yeah, right. No, we're all gonna congratulate him on his passionate desire for Lindsey Graham and all of the great things that man has done for our country, and the fact that he's Pete's favorite politician. So, see, I can get away with this because I'm going on, now, and he can't do anything to me because he's not going on for 2 hours.
Unless he calls you.
Unless he calls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there is that. It's like with YouTube telling you that just jumped out of that screen. They can silence you, but they can't do that because it's illegal and unconstitutional. Just because they say they can do something doesn't mean they can. Right. Well, that's true. But when the law of the land becomes irrelevant, the land becomes lawless. Unfortunately, we can say that they can't do that. That's illegal. And then they go click. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you my very good friend and partner, Mr. Pete the Patriot. Hi, Pete.
Hi, Pete.
I have no audio. Oh, crap. Now I hear him.
Oh, crap. Okay, what's going
Pete.
on? What's happening? I got so discombobulated, I had to get on here immediately. I forgot to do my stuff. Okay, what's going on? What do you have to say?
I would say absolutely nothing in my defense.
Oh, no. Hold on. One more thing.
We were just discussing the relationship that you share with our representative, your favorite representative, Lindsey Graham, and the fact
crap.
that, you've enjoyed what he has done for our fine country over the years, and that was it.
We all know that Lindsey Graham was beholden to Mr. No Name. We know that.
Yes.
And
who else?
Oh, God. Who else? Let's see.
Marco Rubio.
There was Marco Rubio, to a certain level, Ted Cruz. I mean, we can go up
Mitt
and down.
Romney.
Yeah, we can go up and down the political sphere on who Lindsey Graham is beholden to. But I'll tell you,
right.
One thing that he is not beholden to is to the Constitution or the American people.
Right.
At all, period. Yes. He is probably one of the most, if not the most useless senator that there is.
Well, you got to be careful because he will send you a strongly worded letter if you keep talking badly about him. Yes.
Or I'll just get a subpoena and ignore it, and he won't do a damn thing about it.
Right.
Pretty much, because he has no pull in Washington, D.C. because of all the bullshit that he has gone through his entire career. His ass kissing his entire career has mooted anything that he's going to do now or in the future.
Right.
He's useless.
And fist bumping and hugging Kamala for her win of the presidency, and then telling the president he needs to concede, all that garbage. Anyway,
what does that need to do? What does that tell you?
Well, that tells me what I've been telling everybody else, that the party never split. It's all been optics.
No, that's right. That's right. It's that the Democrat Party and the Republican Party are one in the same. They're all politicians. Okay, they're all politicians, and they all feed from the same trough. The same lobbyist money that goes into Nancy Pelosi's pocket goes into Lindsey Graham's pocket. The same money
Yeah.
goes from Lindsey Graham. It goes into Ted Cruz's pocket and Marco Rubio's pocket, and it's all the
Right.
same. It's all the same.
Well-
There's nothing that's going to change it. Nothing.
There are 3 specific people that were photographed with ISIS leaders, and those 3 people were No Name, Lindsey Graham, and Marco Rubio. So
Yeah.
there's a serious problem with that.
No, there's not a problem with that. There's no problem with that. If you are Marco Rubio, Lindsey Graham, or anybody that is attached to the McCain family, there's no problem with that at all. They're
Well,
still
yeah, I mean,
collecting
not
a
for
check
them.
from that. What do you think? What do you think Obama's buying these $1 million houses with? What do you think?
Book deals, of course.
Oh, book deals. Yeah, the book deals. I don't have to say how many times it's been proven that political book deals are nothing but money laundering schemes. But
Yeah,
that's just
well,
my
they gotta figure
opinion
it out.
because I'm a right-wing conspiracy theorist. Anyway,
Mama B would like to be on my show someday. Well, someday
Mama
could
B can
right
be on
this
your
minute
show
if you
right
want.
now. Absolutely.
All you got to do is bump that little chat. That's the link right there, and you come flying up here. It's the most amazing technology in the world.
It is amazing. It
So
is
how the hell are
extremely
you
amazing.
anyway, Pete?
I am
haven't talked to
doing
you in a few
wonderful.
days.
Yeah, I am doing wonderful.
Their phones are crap.
Hi, Lisa.
He says hi.
Hi. Oh, April, say hi.
I will.
TP.
I will tell her.
Yeah,
everything has been okay.
Your show last night, I was still fanning myself this morning after that show last night with Rob. Holy shit.
And you know what?
My computer was sparking with that one.
I'll tell you something. Just a little bit ago, I was watching the person that they were talking about.
Pete show.
The young guy whose show that guy was a producer for,
Right.
and who Rob was talking about, and now he's trying to backpedal. I couldn't watch it on how horribly he was trying to backpedal about how good Rob is. He's a good guy, and we have a mutual this and a mutual that. Shut your mouth. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
You're nothing but he's a kid. He's a kid who's up there getting corporate sponsorship and all this stuff and going to Black Lives Matter rallies. I don't want to hear all your stupidity, dude. I had to shut it off.
Right.
He was trying to explain
Hello,
himself.
Mama B.
Mama B.
Hi, guys.
Welcome.
Hi.
See how easy
Golly.
that was?
How are you guys?
Good.
Just
Gee
I could-
whiz,
I
it's
could
been
be
long.
better,
They
but it's
shut me
probably
down on
illegal.
Instagram. They took
Uh-oh.
down my Instagram account, and I've been just
you realize
lost.
that's a
without
badge
them.
of honor.
Pardon?
When you can get removed from things like Twitter and Instagram and things like that, those are all badges of honor, and you're actually supposed to get the badge to put on your jacket so that as you get more of those
Yeah.
awards, you look like you've been at it longer.
That's right.
Well, I sure wish I would. But I'll tell you, I want to say something, I don't know if you all saw, but in Europe, they had a big get-together out in London. I mean, it was just a mass amount of people. And they were all out there saying, we're the 99%, and you can take this COVID and shove it up your ass.
Yes, I saw.
Yeah,
I saw that.
That was great. Somebody wrote a nice song. It was well done.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm wondering why we haven't done that here,
Oh, there's people who've done it. There's people who've done it here.
Not in
It's
that
just a
mass
matter of
amount,
getting it on the.
Oh,
Here's-
maybe not in a massive amount like that. Yeah.
Well, here's
But,
what I
well,
think the
November
government is
14th we
missing.
had.
Here's what I think the government is missing. For Pete's sakes, this has been going on now for,
long time.
since January. And I'm a retired med tech. I was trained on high infectious diseases. And back
Wow.
when this all started, I started going around all the little places where the younger kids are working because they're masking them up. And I said, what's going to happen is 3 to 6 months from now, you're all going to have like a bacterial pneumonia from wearing these things. Because what I don't
Or
understand
thrush.
is why have we not called to the center stage the OSHA, who sets our national standards for wearing apparatuses such as masks or anything that's going to cover your face, because there is a standard that you must
Right.
have the ability to have 95% oxidization of your blood. Now, these kids in Jewel and McDonald's and 31 Flavors and Walmart are working 8-hour shifts with masks that when I was trained, we had a cabinet outside the hospital door, the room, wherever the patient was. The family member had to come to the nurse's station. We told them they had to put their booties on, their gloves on, their mask on, their gown. Before they went in the room, we had yellow tape around the door. And then they go in, they're told not to swap, spit, kiss, whatever. If they had tuberculosis, pneumonia, HIV back in the 80s, or AIDS, right? Because we didn't know much about it then. And then when they exited the room, we had another cabinet that was a lock cabinet that you put all your dirty linens into. They were paper gowns. And then this would all go down to the biohazard waste container and be burned so that there was no cross-contamination. Now, what we didn't do was lock down a fucking entire nation. Okay?
Right.
And
Yeah.
certainly it's also against the law to sell these masks without the warning label because you're not
Right.
informing the public of its dangers. And what I don't understand is why. Why has OSHA not been called to the dang table? This has been going on for years. We've used OSHA. You have to have a physical if you're handicapped to wear a face covering. Not only that, you have to prove that there's a toxicity that requires that mask covering. All OSHA is waiting for, there's a lady out there, she's just waiting for somebody in a corporation to challenge these companies and bring forward what they're doing is against the law.
Well, they know it's against the law. They absolutely 100% know what they're doing is against the law. The thing is, they don't care it's against the law. They don't care what the science is. Okay, because
Right.
Dr. Fauci said
I'm
that
not talking
masks
about
were
Fauci.
ineffective.
I'm not talking about Burks. I'm not talking about these the basic condoms for
Hello,
the
Lockhart
government's
perspective.
ejaculation. I'm talking about independent Jewel owners, Walmart, and where the public can actually get involved. You can
Right.
literally,
Well, you have to be.
it will come back.
gotta
It
get
will
people
come
willing
back.
to
It's in the
do it.
process. You've got to,
Yeah.
as a community, stand up against these people because the health departments are liable, and it is a liability that they will have to comply through the court system when all this crap starts to settle down.
But you understand that in the stimulus package the first time, they tried to put in protections just for this reason. So you can't sue anybody if you die because you're sucking in your own waste from wearing a mask.
No,
Gosh,
get
thank you
out.
for
Are you
following.
serious?
Okay, the second stimulus bill that hasn't passed yet has those same provisions in it.
No.
Yes,
Yeah, well, that one's going to be vetoed on the desk.
right?
But
They
hello,
don't want you to be
Lockhart
able to
perspective.
sue.
Good to see you.
They don't want you to
But
be
here's
able
the
to
thing.
sue anybody if
I
you
don't
die
care about
from
the lawsuits,
complications. No,
Petey, I
if you
don't
die
care
from
about the lawsuits.
complications,
Petey, I don't care
You
about the
can't sue
lawsuit.
vax
What I'm
companies.
talking about is informing the younger generation of their constitutional rights, and by being the adults, us the adults, protecting these kids, no matter what the outcome, what the government says, what anybody else freaking says. I don't give a crap. What I
I-
do care about is these kids. They have no voice. These are minors under the age of 18 working 8 hours, even 4 hours, and forced to wear a mask. Where is the community? Where is the parents? Where are the
Yeah,
veterans
that's right. Where are
standing
the
up for these
parents?
children's rights? Well,
Where are the
all
parents?
of us are
Well,
parents. Whether you have a child or not,
part of it is the
we
school.
all owe this world a better future. And the only way to get through that is when each one of us becomes accountable for a part of this community that we all belong. And the one thing we need to protect, absolutely, without a doubt, by God's almighty command, is the children. And the children of our future, our grandchildren, and the children out there right now suffering the consequences of a hand select few of assholes. And the
Yeah.
only thing we can do is to disregard all of the commotion that they want us to look at and look at what is right in front of our own dang faces. And that is a suffering community.
Mhm.
And how can we be a part
But
of
here's
rebuilding
the
it?
biggest problem with the children. The children have been taught now for 12 years in grammar school and then 4 years in advanced schools that any form of truth or any form of retaliation against your own personal thoughts is a personal attack against you and it is racist. So you have to be able to break through to the kids and let them understand that what they've all learned is false. And that's when you do that, when you take somebody and you try to tell them that their entire reality has all been fabricated for the purpose of using them as a tool, it's too much for them to handle. They shut you down. Instead of dialogue, they just hit you with the insults and they hit you with the, you're a racist, you're just wanting to kill Granny, you're all this other crap. This has all been well done over many years to get the kids into this position by the time we hit Agenda 21. This has all been planned since probably the 1940s or before. So
Before.
trying to break that and get into the heads of these kids, let them understand what powers they really do have, they can't accept it. It's too much for them to have all of their.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Alex, on certain things. That some of this is no different than when we dealt with Columbines. Okay, but on the other hand, there is such a thing that no one can deny, because faith works on the same energy wave, and that is actions speak louder than words. So by my setting an example, and I wear oxygen, I'm compromised, and I have since day one not worn a mask, no matter what. And I've left notes on the front door of Jewel. I filed complaints with the Discriminations Act, with the government against the police department here, the health department here. I've delivered food to these children. I've delivered masks, homemade masks that had netting so that they could breathe. And do you know that 31 flavors made them take them off and put on the ones that they decided they should wear, which are black and are not certified by OSHA. They're not and these
They're just
N95
fabric.
masks. N95 masks, listen, whoever is giving out direction to wear these suckers, you better have an education, because this can cause chemical burns to your face, skin eating disease. There is so many more dangers to wearing a mask than there is to, and the same thing with the sanitary crap. It's all rubbing alcohol. They've got fires going on, for Christ's sakes, from this shit. The point is, what I'm getting to is that we can run around like a bunch of chicken littles trying to be a bunch of chiefs. Or we can realize that the smallest, most minute things that we do on a day-to-day basis will make the difference with these children. We are not their parents, but we are a parental community. And by setting an
Right.
example and stepping up and standing out and talking and speaking to these owners of these businesses and questioning the adults as to why they are not protecting these children, why they don't know their constitutional rights, why the children can't read the Declaration of Independence or the Constitution because it's written in cursive.
What?
And they ain't
Right.
teaching that anymore.
Well, I'll tell you something here. There's
Are you ready to
another
go?
reason that people won't step
Yes, are you ready to
forward, and like especially with OSHA. If you are a scientist and you come forward and you question the narrative, the left, the psychopath cabal owns every institution. So they come down on you with a crushing blow and they destroy your entire lineage. You have no more job prospects. They can have your financial institutions shut down. They can have your house foreclosed on. They own all of the institutions. So
Well, the truth be
they are in
told,
a pretty
Alex, we've
powerful
known that
position.
they've done that forever. And the truth be told, nobody owns jack shit right now. Nothing is private. Nothing is unseen by the almighty 5G that they had us so afraid of. Listen, our technologies that we have militarily, and you know this, Alex, is far beyond what the public knows. So all of this dancing around, they've tried to do this, we've tried to do that. Look, it's as simple as this. Keep it simple, stupid, because it ain't going to get better in a hurry. But that doesn't mean that we drop the ball because it ain't playing our way. I mean, we've got,
Yeah,
this
well,
is what
for us,
POTUS is
that's
trying
no
to say.
problem.
We've got to stand the line, and we've got to
Right.
start switching off our minds to the argument and get into the solution. If we're not going to, at least as the Republic of America, the citizens of America, individually look to how we can make our lives and the people around us better, starting just there in line with the Constitution. We don't have to tell these children what to believe or think. They've had enough of that. What we need to do is to guide them towards what's healthy and what is their rights. And there's a way
Right.
to make it attractive, and there's a way to make it in their face. And you just test and try. I'm telling you, people know me as Mama B. That's not my name, but I mean,
What are they doing?
I'm everybody's mama. I mean, so it is my name since I was like, I don't know, 21, because I've taken in
Yeah.
tons of people. And I don't have a pot to piss in. In fact, I've had to poop on a bucket during
Yeah, I
this
think-
stuff. And I've had my water shut off, my electric shut off. I've gone through losing my father, who was the 10th best civil engineer in the United States, and the reason that y'all have good, clean drinking water. And he was in a nursing home and stuck with somebody he didn't know in his room. Listen, all this stuff we can talk about forever, but until we get down to the Constitution and how we apply that today in our everyday, so that we can rebuild boots on the ground up, none of it's going to get done, because there's nobody going to come in and do it for us. And it's never
Right.
been done for us. Now we've got to work together with the government that we've elected and put into seat, which is POTUS. He's going to secede. There's no two ways about it. This man is a genius. He's playing a five-tier chess game. It's already won. As I said, the Executive Order 13961 outlines the Insurrection Act. It outlines 90 days and 100. I can guarantee you, by April 17th, which is Columbus Day, we will be ours again. April 1st,
It'll
we'll
be
be loading
nice.
up that boat. It's true. It's all outlined in the executive orders. This particular executive order swings back to the Communications Act that Obama fudged with in 2012, that everybody seems to forget about. I was working at Kohl's at the time, and I said to everybody, do you realize what he just did? He just took away all your privacy. In other words, he has the ability to spy anywhere in the world. And so this executive order ties back to his executive order in 2012, undoes Section 3.3, and
So
replaces
Patriot
with
Act is
his own
null and void.
NEF committee. Go ahead, honey.
Hold on just a
I have
second.
to,
What's up,
I
Pete?
have to go.
Oh, Pete.
Yeah, I have to go to the post office before it
Oh,
closes. I didn't
Oh.
realize
good
what time it
luck.
was. So I
Oh,
will
yeah.
see everybody later on tonight. Mama B, I hope I see you tonight.
Oh, what
Come
time
to
you
my
guys
show.
coming?
7
I will.
o'clock
8
Pacific.
o'clock.
Oh,
Seven.
okay.
So
Yeah.
9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern.
Yep. All right,
I
guys.
love you,
Sorry,
boy.
gotta
you,
go.
brother.
I'll see you
Appreciate
guys
you,
later.
man.
Oh man, I just saw Freedom
right,
Bob
bye-bye.
over there with the eyeball over there on D Live.
Oh my God, there is an eye over there.
See you
Freedom
guys.
Bob, thank you for the Ninjagini. Love you, brother. Appreciate that.
Is that a Shih Tzu?
All right. She is a multi Shih Tzu. Yes,
Oh my
she's
God.
our
she's
one-eyed
gorgeous.
penny.
She'd love my dog,
She's a
Sergeant Yoshi.
she's a rescue.
She's beautiful.
When they found her on the street, she had fur that was about 10 inches long and solid black and matted. When they shaved her down, they found out she was a white dog, but also she had one of her left eye was actually hanging out of her face when they found her, so they had to remove that too. But she's doing better now. And this is my 100-pound beast, Grizzly.
Oh, he's gorgeous.
Yeah, he's not a lap dog, but don't tell him that.
He's a big baby.
Oh. Yeah, he's
Oh,
Lisa's guardian. If I'm not home, he will not let somebody between him and her. So
Is he a shepherd?
he is a Turkish Kongol and Treeing Coonhound mix.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so they're real protective. The
Oh, yeah.
coonhound, anyways. Yeah. Well, that's good for
Yep.
Lisa, though. That's what you need.
Oh yeah. If I'm ever away from home, I don't worry about her because he's not gonna let anybody near her.
So has anybody heard
All right,
what
well-
I mean, do we know anything about what happened with iPod or X22? Are any of these guys ever going to come back, or do you
They
know?
are on
Alex?
Bitchute. Do you know
So
about
Bitchute.
Bitchute?
You know, honey,
If
I
you
am
go over
like
there to
old school.
Bitchute, well, yeah, I am too, but I fumble my way around until I accidentally do something correctly. That's how I've gotten through all this so far. But if you
I
can
hear that.
pull up, yeah, if you pull up BitChute, then you will be able to find them over there. You've got Stopey from Australia that's over there now. You've got X22 with Dave. He's there.
Wow, good.
I'm over there. Pete's over there. I'm pretty sure. It's not. You can't do live broadcasting from there, but if you download it, then the videos go up there. I always try to do that with my lives, no matter what. Is put them over on BitChute so they don't just disappear.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're still there. Also, I think you can go to x22.com and x22report.com, and he can still get his reports. But anyway, I think after about 2 hours and 10 minutes, I got a dog that's been asking to go outside, and I'm
Thank
probably
you
going to
so
have to
much
go
for having me
outside too in a
on.
minute.
Thank
Yeah,
you
it's
so
great
much for
talking to
having
you.
me on. What a blessing. Hey, and don't forget, get that book by Wano Savin, Kid by the Side of the Road. It is worth every $12 I spent on it.
Okay,
Wano
I'll look
Savin,
at that.
Kid by the Side of the Road. It is so good, boo. You're going to love it.
Mary Dalton, Mary, the one that you see on YouTube is actually, those are sort of pirated videos. Dave made it clear on X22 that he is not on YouTube, that the people are taking his videos from elsewhere. They're changing the thumbnail and they're putting it up on YouTube that way, but it isn't him. But
those people need to be taken down. All right, Alex, I will let you go and finish your show, sweetheart. God bless you. God bless your cotton sacks. God bless you, Lisa. I love you both.
God bless you, Lisa. Love you back. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, folks. You guys have hung with me for 2 hours and 9 minutes. You all rock this joint. I'm going to tell you now. But But this will give you a chance to take a bathroom break and do whatever you have to do and get ready for Pete's show, which will be a couple hours from now. Maybe even get dinner. That'd be kind of cool too. So appreciate everybody hanging out. Lisa, appreciate you too. She can't hear because I've got my headphones on, so she doesn't hear when you guys say something to her, but I try to relay. Appreciate you guys being here anyway. So I hope I was able to get some decent understanding out, because it sure seemed like I was babbling at the beginning. I was just trying to get it to be explained, but whatever. I survived it. Anyway, so that being said, make sure you hit the thumbs up on the way out the door to see how many we can get tonight. And tell your friends about me. Have them subscribe to my channel. Join me over here on D Live. Catch my videos on Bitchute. Look in my description for all of the options for other locations. But anyway, God bless you all and stay in the fight.